The sales tactic that I've been taught throughout the years in my career is it's got to be a WIFM, right? And it's WIFM, and it stands for what's in it for me, right? Everybody wants to know what's in it for me when I gift you, or when I like your content, or I'm supporting your platform, or whatever, right? Like for me, it's never begging for you guys to buy my sauce. It's I have a great product that I would like to gift to you guys that I think you would enjoy. So please buy my product, because there's an exchange happening. That's as simple as that. You get something good on the other end. T also has not just her platform though. She has books. She has spent time and effort into giving you guys good stories and content, not just on the app, but off the app, that you can utilize or whatever, that you guys will enjoy, that are great discussion pieces. That's it. She's gifting you something back for supporting her.
Right. Begging is that part on the battles when you see people, they got the kid and they just holding the kid there, not saying nothing. They just, please help me. That's begging. You're not providing nothing. I mean, and some of those people are scamming, because I swear to God, when the award thing was happening, they had the guy holding the baby and they were sprinkling powdered sugar over the kid's head, like there was like tanks and stuff rolling over, and scamming people, and that's begging. I swear it happens. So
let me say this real quick, please.
Go ahead.
I also think that when hosts allow their guests to curate their show, I think that's a level of begging, because at the end of the day, you're not showing anything, you're not doing anything, you're not providing any type of life experiences, any comedy, no story time. You're just allowing your panel to run it, and then you don't even gift them. You don't even gift the people that's helping you get the money. So I see that as well.
Well, no, there's an exchange happening there too, though. Because they're being allowed to come up to the panel to do and say what they want to do.
She's saying let them carry the show. So when you mean by carry the show, you mean the host isn't really interacting?
Yeah, the host is not really doing much. They're not providing nothing. It's their guest that's providing the entertainment overall, the knowledge, the information.
Well, they're usually providing characters. That's usually a show where it's entertainment, right? So they're providing to you characters that come on consistently that give you guys the entertainment. And so they are facilitating that for that to happen, because people want to come and see these same characters blow the spot up, right? And do a whole ton of stuff in the panel. Now, that's different. That's entertainment.
All right, there's some people on this app who, when they do,
they want to know who you're talking about.
They couldn't keep people attention, so they have to rely on that.
Don't put that in her mouth, y'all. She didn't say who.
No. I'm not weak-minded enough to fall for it. So if they really know who it is, then they know who it is. But
if y'all putting that in the comments, let me say this: if y'all putting that in the comments, that means y'all feel that way.
Exactly. I don't know.
Hey, Roro, hey King. If y'all feel like, so let me say this: if she didn't say no name, right, and y'all putting a name in the comments, that means that y'all feel like that about that host.
Agree.
Because for y'all to say that and put that one name in the comments, that's a reflection of what y'all think about that creator, not what she think about that creator. Okay, no excuses. Just mute him. No excuses. Don't block him.
T, read the text. I've been waiting.
I did.
Oh shit, I ain't hear it. Okay, go ahead.
You answering it. The girl said. A Simone said, Queen begged. Example is like Queen begged her husband to leave his wife.
She's assuming that. So go ahead. Anyway,
that's what she said.
I want to chime in and say that I don't really care about who begging and who not, for real, because I usually scroll.
Thank you, Victoria, for the cash.
Y'all probably don't judge me, but I scroll my page, my TikTok. I scroll TikTok, and I look up battles, and I see the black versus white tea. And I always go on the black people's side, and I always make sure they win, because it's Black History Month. You got to support black business. So I don't really care who begging or who not begging, because if you black, I'm gonna support, and if you white, white tea, I'm not going to. But I'm gonna drop down
Yeah.
But see you, babe. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Hey, Simone probably messing with somebody's husband right now.
Oh, hey, Simone,
Well,
did you hear?
Hey, Simone messing with somebody's husband right now.
now the thing about the battling is just pretty much gambling at this point. I
I
mean,
usually
TikTok.
I usually block beggars that I don't support. I don't want to see them simple. That's fair. That's fair, sweet and sweet yet sassy.
So like I said, the battles to me, it definitely it's gambling. It's just a form of gambling, and it's just kind of like you have two people going against each other, and you're pretty much throwing money on who you like. It's a popularity contest, and it's it's a show, that kind of stuff. Now, some of those people, what they do after battling affects others. Like maybe they do reach out to people, they talk to them, they make them feel good, they make them feel special. All
Yeah,
that
like
stuff.
I got one lady, I got to send her a book. If you in here, I didn't forget about you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So if you are providing that afterwards and stuff, maybe you have earned the right for people to throw money and to do all that kind of stuff. And then, like you said, like we're Queen talking about begging. Like I said, for me, it's more begging when you are not providing anything. And you just now, if you having a hard time, your house blew up again for the 14th time or something like that. Hey, whatever, if the people feel like it, they got to go ahead. But begging is just
I do
not
try to
providing
keep
nothing.
people. Okay, so for me as a creator, I'll give y'all a little transparency. When I first started, and I think I said this story before. When I first started this app, there weren't options for subscribers. There were options for gifts. Now I was a business, so I was not working a job, but I was managing my publishing company, and I was nannying two little boys. So I would be on TikTok. Everybody would be like, you must make good money on TikTok. You must make good money on TikTok. I wasn't making nothing. Like even with gifts, I think I would probably log off and it'd be $10 in my balance, right? And I'd be on here for like hours, like 10 hours. But I was promoting more of my books. So it did increase my book sales because I had said a prayer. I asked God, get me out the club. So I was selling books in the streets. Like when I tell you I was selling books in the streets the old school way, that means I would pull up, I would pop the trunk. I'm a hustler. So I would be driving. I would pull up on a group of people in the summertime, pop that trunk, and I would sell books, right? When I went to the club, I would sell books. So I had said a prayer. I'm like, God, get me out the club, right? So when I got the TikTok platform, my book sales increased virtually versus the books in the trunk, more virtual. People start to know about me virtually. So I spent a year on this app, not really making much money. You know what I'm saying? The first year on this app. But I built relationships. I created a brand. I met people. Like somebody found me on TikTok and flew me out to LA for a movie deal for my book. I went out to Minnesota to do a women's conference. So those kind of relationships were priceless, right? Networking, right? Trip. Those type of relationships were more beneficial for building for long term. As time went on, I saw creators getting gifts, doing all this stuff, and I would judge. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I literally would judge, not publicly, but I would judge quietly. Like, dang, that creator always asking for gifts. Dang, that creator always, that creator seemed like they always begging for gifts, and but what I noticed is the more that creator did it, the more people gave, right? Thou ask not, thou should, what's the scripture, y'all? Ask not, don't receive, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So I probably was hating, but not knowing that I was hating. I never said it publicly. I never said it to anybody. Thank you, Sweet and Sassy, for sending the subscriptions. Oh, she just sent somebody a subscription. Let me know. Why I am a CEO of my own publishing company. Hold on a second. I'm just giving y'all some transparency. Hold on. Ask and thou shalt receive. So when I tell you, people used to like just for their name to be called out. Like, Keisha, thank you for the gifts. And what I would watch is people, the more the person screamed out their name, the more people would throw gifts, the bigger the gifts they would throw. It seemed like people thrived off of doing it. Right? So people would tell me, T, you need to put your Cash App up. T, you need to do this. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. Y'all want to know why I wouldn't do it? Y'all want to know the true reason why I wouldn't do it? Anybody? Huh?
You were slow?
You didn't want to be tagged as a beggar?
I didn't want to be, pride. I didn't want to be what I judged that other creator for being.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I already, thank God I didn't judge it publicly, right? But I had already judged the other creator for doing something that I just didn't know how to do, or I didn't think to do, or you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, I'm not doing that because I already in my mind judged that other person. And so now I would have been a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? So, and I will tell y'all who it was in a minute, because the crazy thing about it is that's the same creator that reached out to me and told me how to do it.
To be honest though, Ty, in our society, when we come onto this app, we're coming from the usual idea that society has instilled in us to work a 9-to-5 in order to get a paycheck. Right. Mindset and shifting that over to a platform, you don't know how to do it because you're not used to just enjoy the things that you want to create yourself and getting money for it in a different way like this, like being able to host live discussions and talk about it and promote things that you're doing on the side all in one platform. Like,
right.
You don't know how to do that because it's like, if I ask for a Cash App, you're gonna send it. Why would you do that? Like you're literally like, that's the psychology behind it. It's like, why am I doing it? Like, and that's the way you.
That's why I be like, I want to give something back. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will say, well, you giving your time. If people can sit here and watch you for 6-7 hours of the day, that's time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are giving back. You're giving time. You're giving communication. You're giving a platform. You're providing a space. So it took me a minute. Like when she called me and reached out to me and she was like, this is what you got to do. This is how you got to do things. You know, she was like, and fuck what people think. And I was like, I don't want to do it. I told her, I was like, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it because I don't want people to say, I don't want people to say that I'm begging. I don't want people to try to down talk me. I don't want people to try to judge me because that's not what I'm doing this for. I don't want people to say I'm doing this for money. She was like, fuck what people say. You give me your time. And I listened. I did exactly what she told me to do. And you could see the difference. You could see the difference. And, people did judge me. People, the same person that was employing both of us called me a goddamn grifter, and she got people on the reality show doing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, huh?
Can we give people grace though to change their own mindset instead of pushing people to have to receive gifts though, and they're not used to it, and so like to push people or put that pressure on people that they would need to because they have a platform. People are not ready. Let people go through their own journey of understanding that if that's what they want for them, they can do it for them. But don't push them or say that they're not doing this TikTok thing correctly because their mind is not there yet. They're not there. T-Time just gave her own journey of having that mindset. So
right.
Allow other people the same grace to get there as well, because all of us are not there that are content creators.
So that's why I want to create so here's the thing. And I mean, I could talk about it because I've already started it. And it's already been sent through the copyright office. So, because I started it a couple days ago. I just got to get a cover. I'm going to write. Remember I told y'all I want to do the, what was it called? The come on, y'all, help me out. Catalog, not the catalog. The 211. What did we say? Hold on, I can look at it.
Hey T, I got a question for you. Right,
Go ahead, babe.
you say is this begging, right? I always when because I asked this person this question. I've had somebody that said that when they were selling things, they did it out the back of their truck. Would you say that when you pulled up somewhere and opened up your truck, would you say that you was begging then?
Not because I was giving something in return. I'm not saying it's bad.
But hold on. You don't think that you coming on this platform every single day, giving people something in return is the same? Is not what you're doing?
I do, but other people don't. That's exactly why we're having a conversation. Because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like because the difference is people like AP said. A lot of us, a lot of us would say that. A lot of us would say that me, as me selling life insurance when I first started, that I was begging people to get life insurance, but I really wasn't. I was just out there hustling. Me, if I come on TikTok and I'm here, well, I would like to get paid for my time if you guys really enjoy my content at the end of the day. That's all you're saying is, hey, if you want to see me more and things of that nature, like matter of fact, let's say, hell, if you guys want to see me 24 hours a day, this is what you have to do. People pay their cable bills to see the TV 24 hours a day.
Right.
That's how I look at it. I look at it that way because I don't see it as begging. Now, what I do see as begging, if you're coming on here every single day and every other day you're not working, like you're not even accounting this as a job, but you're always saying, hey, I don't have any groceries. Hey, I don't have this. Hey, I don't have that. No, give somebody something that they can actually make themselves entertain. You're entertaining, T. This is why I like coming onto your platform. You never know what you're going to do. One day you might cry. One day you might laugh. One day we may hate all women. One day we may hate all men. One day we may hate everybody. You just don't know how it's going to be at the end of the day. So that's why I come on here. But my wife said I ain't allowed to give y'all no gifts unless it's I already got gifts from people and I can send that money and everything. But whatever. But that's how you look at it. It's all entertainment. So if you want me to entertain you, pay for me.
And PQ, would you say that look, we have YouTube, we have Twitch, we have people who
let's set up a day
on the internet.
Oh, Friday,
doing all that kind of stuff before, especially I think it's just more that we got more black folks that are coming over to TikTok because it's definitely a little bit better for us to kind of reach out. Where YouTube, you had to work your ass off, you had to edit. You had to have the stuff right. People wouldn't watch you on YouTube.
Let me say that though. Go ahead. Hold on, real quick. Let me say this though. Even here, you got to work. It's the same because now we're posting videos. Mm-hmm. That's even you have to be strategic, right? Which is why I don't do it as much as I used to because I used to post videos like every day. I'm reposting some of my stuff, and I do have to start back making content, but it's hard because I am trying to finish editing these books. Sometimes I'm up too late. I'm tired. So I'm trying to get my schedule back right so that I can do more content. But with the content, you got to be strategic with your captions. You got to be strategic with your hashtags. You got to keep up on the comments. You got to keep up on the video replies. So that's another one. That's to keep it boosted. Then as a content creator, even if people feel like it's messy, what people don't know is we have to come up with topics. You know what I'm saying? You have to research what like, okay, well, let me go look into this story. Let me go read this. Let me go watch this. Or let me go make sure. So we sit and be like, okay, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? Or sometimes we'll sit for the whole week and plan out the whole week of topics. So not everybody does it, but if you really take your shit serious, a lot of people do that. Like they'll sit there and be like, okay, this day I want to do this. This day I want to do this. And then you also have to take into consideration, no excuses. We actually do. Like I have a list of topics in my phone that I have. Or Kizzy, no.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say this easy. I'm not going to say TikTok is easy. I was just saying as far as the access, it reaches more black folks here than it did before. There's more black folks coming over here and filling up. It's not easy to get all these.
It's Friday's cool.
You also have to figure out if you have the emotional and mental capacity to run those live topics as well. Like things happen in people's personal lives that you don't feel like posting certain topics or talking about certain things too.
Or you could go to another time. Well, I do see people do like now. Okay, no excuse. I see what you're saying. Now that I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Like, and I remember when I used to do my live, and people would say to me like, "Oh, T, they talking about side chicks. They stole your topic. It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me." You get what I'm saying? I don't own that. Like, if somebody is inspired by my life and they be like, oh, that's a good topic, and they take that and they say, I'm gonna talk about that today, I wouldn't be offended by that, because it first lets me know that a person has said, you know what, I like that, I'm gonna carry it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't belong to me, I don't own it. I think that that's where people get stuff messed up. It's like, well, somebody else talk about it, why you get to talk about it? If you go to the radio stations, if you go to Shade Room, if you go to TMZ, they're all talking about the same thing. You still have to come up with it, though. You still have to find a creative way to talk about it. You have to do your own research. So it still does take it, because you have to find out what's trending.
I think
And sometimes
also
it will take 4 weeks, Pac-Man. Go ahead.
I think also everybody don't bring the same thing, even with the same topic.
Different views. That's what somebody just said in the comments. You still have different views. Yeah.
Techniques, different styles, different viewpoints. It's so much. That's why it's a lot to go around, because you can do one thing and someone else can do it differently, but you both can, sell the product or the service. And what I've learned about sales, it's all about getting people to like who you are. Because some people will buy from somebody that they don't like just because they don't like the other person's personality. Maybe it's something that they don't do or don't say, or their style. So it's so many different ways you can sell things, products and services. So it's enough to go around.
Right. And so now, no excuses. When I said we sit back and think about topics, I literally can pull up right now. I have a week's worth of topics, and I haven't talked about one of them. And the reason why I haven't talked about one of them is because you have the freedom also to freestyle. So the week's worth of topics that I had already lined up to talk about, then off the blue, I get this message about dude suing Risa. Then today, you get what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, sure, no excuses. Then today, I'm listening to the lives and I hear somebody talking about begging on TikTok. So we also have the freedom to tweak it. You get what I'm saying? So even though I may spend all this time creating all my outline of what I'm gonna talk about through the week, when you start seeing something, you can also be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scratch that for the day. I'll put that to the side, or maybe I'll push that to the next week, and I'm gonna do this today. So you gotta look at it like that too.
Or Ty, how many times have I think I can list how many times I've come up to your panel where we'll have girl talk about relationships, and then something else will immediately happen that steers that shit all the way.
Right. That'll take it to a whole nother
That's
level.
happened more times than not. So then you'll never get to your week's worth of, topics, because people be having things they want to air out on people's panel. They have a problem with time. Be like, I got an issue with you. She like, all right, I didn't plan for this to happen. How many times y'all heard Ty say, I didn't plan for this to happen. So just
Today I did the acrimony topic.
that week's worth of topics is pushed back another week.
So coming from Twitch, because that was pretty much the boom. It went from Justin TV to Twitch, and we were considered broadcasters. So we didn't really do YouTube. Those are considered content creators. So we made small fortune broadcasting. Now, it was different connecting with people, because for me, our people wasn't on there as much. It was very few. And they were already high up and had people around them. It was very hard for me to even get close to them. But moving to TikTok, it was like a whole different atmosphere after taking my break and coming back, where how they received funds was, like you would say, almost like of a begging nature. And they were considered content creators by telling people to throw the gifts and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't know about that. And for that right there made me feel separated from TikTok, to where I said, well, I'm not really a TikToker. I'm more of a broadcaster. I love what it's creating, because back then our culture wasn't online. So it was like, how do they get online? As I saw it evolved, and I was like, wow, was this the way that the internet was to get our culture to be online? So let me just observe and see how it was going to operate. But then I saw that it was more than what I was doing, where you had to broadcast what you're doing, T, and creating content. So now I'm over here thinking like, okay, they didn't evolve, and now I have to do more than what I was comfortable and what I was getting money from, which was just straight up broadcasting. So it has evolved me into being a broadcaster and content creator. But
Yeah, and our people, we do not, and I made videos about this. We do not take advantage of the way to make more money on TikTok. Like there's
No,
a
we
lot of
don't.
people in your audience who got 10K followers behind them, and they don't know anything about monetization. They don't know anything about how to turn on the monetization where they can at least get
That's true.
$20 per 1 minute video, $20 per video. And I go around.
And that's bloggers. For you bloggers. When they say y'all not getting paid, that is a way for you guys to monetize. So for all of y'all to know, a lot of people were saying I monetize off of my videos. I literally just turned on monetization
barely 2 weeks ago.
Barely 2 weeks ago. And I've been on here for over a year.
Before you get into the monetization stuff, make sure that, and this was a thing that had crushed me and what stopped me from creating content was putting in music. It allowed me to create stuff and synergize with music, but because of copywriting stuff, it hurt. So if you do get into that stuff, make sure you use royalty-free music so that way you don't, all that work you put in, you have to go re-edit it and all that. Whatever you create, think of it your complete intellectual property.
And the thing, like T was saying, like everybody loves her stuff. If people were telling her the highlights of it, she could take a minute worth of her thing, put it on her own page, and she'll get monetized for her own thing. But like, it's too many of us. We're not reading the fine print. We're not.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So like, even when I'm putting my videos up, it's a lot of work. You got to edit. You got to make sure. Like my side chick saga videos, them motherfuckers hit. They hit. And if I would have really did what I needed to do back then, do y'all realize I probably wouldn't even be going live. Them videos alone was getting 500K, 300K. You know what I'm saying? Just like boom, 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 boom when it was really popping. But I ain't really know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I am Wi-Fi Mike. That's what I was gonna get to. So yeah, y'all, it's like the purpose of me doing this topic is, I think is we look at each other and we judge instead of saying, how can I do it? Instead of opening up your mouth and say, how can I do that? How can I get there without and do it my own way? I think we're so busy of worrying about people gonna think I'm trying to be like this person. People gonna think I'm copying off of that person, instead of saying, what can I do? How can I make what I do work for this? You know what I'm saying? Like I told the lawyer the other day, you can do an advice. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do an advice segment where you have people write you for advice as an attorney. You can go viral off of that because people be asking for advice. And I gave her the whole damn blueprint. We also have to be willing to help people and not wanting to not tell people what to do because we don't want them to go past what we do and surpass us. You know what I'm saying? We have to not be in that mindset too, where it's like, I'll show you how to get it, but I ain't gonna show you how to get it past me.
Right. I mean,
yeah, that
also,
doesn't
I think
work.
the question is also, do I want to do it? I think that before that, T, what you just asked, I would ask myself, do I want to do this? Because looking at the extent of what you as a content creator have gone through too, because it hasn't always been the ups, right? You've seen people attacking you left and right, the exposure that you're willing to handle. The question I would ask for myself before all of that is like, is that something you want for yourself? Because once you get on that journey, you know what I'm saying, you're on there, right? And that's what people start to expect of you and things like that. And you don't really fully understand the grasp or gravitation of what you're getting into. You don't understand how people will show their loyalties in ways that will be uncomfortable for you. Like I would never want any of my followers to attack another content creator on my behalf and things like that. Like you have to look at the whole picture. It's not just like slipping into this and doing this or whatever. Like I don't want to, it's scary.
So AP, I'm glad you said that because, I am creating something. So you just gave me a download of how to, open it up. When I tell creators to find their niche, it's like searching for a house, right? Because everybody's house is different. So what you do is you go around before you start. If say I want to do this, I want to do it. I want to do what you guys are doing. It's like you going on a house hunt, finding different neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the neighborhood of entertainment. Then you have the neighborhood of politics. Then you have the neighborhood of battles. right? You go into these different neighborhoods and you find out how you want your house to be, and you personalize your house. Like, so, you know, I want my house to be, I see over here, they don't got no decorum. I want my house to have decorum. I want my house to have a order. I want my house to have, you know what I'm saying, just interview style. You decide that, and that way, if you looking over here, you like, okay, I see it comes with this, this, and that. I don't want that, but I can do this. That don't come with drama because I'm more educational. You get what I'm saying? So you get to pick what neighborhood you want to live in. If you pick the entertainment neighborhood, you gonna know it come with mess, it come with drama. You gonna have people vlogging. You gonna have people. You got to be prepared. You got to have tough skin. If you want to be in the you want your house to be just educational, you got to be ready to, you know, provide resources. You got to be ready to see that people are going to question your education level. You got to be open to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so you just decide how you want your house to look.
And I'll tell you one more thing.
That people don't get. Go ahead.
And please understand, streaming or content creating should be secondary to our life. It's an extension. It should be, if it becomes the main, then it has taken that spot. But when you're starting off, don't let it control your emotions like that, because you're walking a path for the first time. And as you evolve, your content will evolve too. And don't be too hard on yourself, because there will be people that are in really bad positions in life, and you being online could be a light in their life.
And we need more of these sisters too. That's the AP and Scoop talking about gaming.
Everybody is allowed in your house. That's how you get mud on your couch. So everybody isn't allowed in everybody's house, right? So that's where the muting and the blocking comes along. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that you don't understand. Like, we do have control over who we let in our house. Go ahead.
I was just saying, there's a bunch of sisters like AP and stuff. There's a bunch of black sisters that love playing Call of Duty, playing all the basketball,
that's
NBA.
A different side of TikTok too,
daddy playing the games. They are really good. And if they took their asses over to Twitch or the gaming stuff and really did some gaming stuff, there ain't a lot of black women over there. And the girl invaded. Oh my God.
Me and Scoop talk about gaming all the time. Like, I'd be interested in multiple stuff. Like, I like debate talk. I do like to debate. I also like, you know, talking about dating and relationships with Ty. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like talking to a big sister. Mm-hmm. And I love that comfortability too, to be talking with a group of other black women who have similar experiences. But I do love to game as well as an escape. And so I've seen that side too. And so house hunting is not easy. Even when you buy a house, there you go. When you buy a house, it's not, when you get in that motherfucker, you didn't realize, like,
tap the screen, y'all. I should be
I did not know that I was supposed to look in the crawl space. I did not know that I was supposed to look at the plumbing. I didn't
Girl,
look.
I got a whole video.
Report.
I have a whole video.
But when you get a house, you upgrade.
Hold on, wait a minute. I have a whole video about that. I am going to actually repost it, and I relate it to dating. And I relate it to dating. I say it's like you go and you find this house and you just like the way the outside of the house look, and you buy the house before you go in, before you actually do the walkthrough, and then you find out it's all kind of leaks and holes in that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I love the way this man, like, this man is treating me.
I didn't know how to make that shit.
I'm gonna repost that video. Oh, I definitely have a video about that.
So do y'all have any information for like a new food creator? I've been sitting here listening for a while, and you know, y'all giving some real good.
Are you a chef?
I am.
And
I've been a chef since I was 16.
Do you have do you have a business already? Like, are you catering? Are you?
Yes.
What are you doing with your chefing? Are you making plates? Like, what do you do?
I'm a caterer, and I do pop-ups during the summer times where I do like live demos of, you know, what I'm cooking and what's on the menu. I will cook it outside. Like, I set up a whole entire kitchen, and you know,
I'm gonna find a dude on here, but there's a dude on here who is a caterer and he creates experiences, outdoor experiences, and so
that's
like
exactly what I do.
Not just the food, but he makes it an experience, just in even how he sets up. So he creates like waterfalls and all types of like different props and shit for where he sets the food at. And that has made that young man being able to expand his brand to a point where other brands are connecting with him to want to collab with him. And he's making not just money from catering, but he's making money from the brands that are connecting with him from just the props that he's utilizing. But you have to find the people in the niche for you. So you on this side of TikTok, I'm gonna be real with you. You need to be on the chef side of TikTok. And it's okay to visit over here. But this is like going to Disneyland.
No, Bullock, because you know what? He can.
No, the reason